Yeah, hi there. I'm going to make a video about my new tablet PC. On my channel there's an earlier video I made about my old tablet PC from about 9 years ago. That was a Windows XP tablet PC. I've now finally replaced it with a new Windows 8 tablet PC, and so far it's really nice. I'm going to talk about what it is, going to talk about the reason I purchased this type of Windows 8 tablet PC with this type of specification, because there's a range of them that you need to consider, and then look at the tablet PC itself and see if it works, how I wanted it to. This is not an unboxing. I unboxed it about 3 days ago, so I've been using it. That way I can tell you actually what I think about it. I think this is a little bit more valuable. This is the box. It's called the Asus VivoTab Smart. I think the model number is something like, it's the VivoTab Smart MC400 or ME400C, something like that is the model number. And we'll just quickly have a look at the website itself, because I brought that up here on my computer, on my screen. And that way I can just have a quick look at the specs. There's a website here at ee.asus.com. That's their pad site, and you can find these things. And now the point is, it's not there's several VivoTabs. There's a VivoTab, which is the big model. That's got a Core i3 processor in it, so it's quite powerful. It's like an Ultrabook. Has a keyboard with a detachable tablet, and pen, also as a digitizer. It's a very high-res screen, 1920, so it's a full 1080p screen. Very powerful device. I consider that's like a Surface Pro, Microsoft Surface Pro. Then there's, which is coming out later this month. Then there's also, or in the next week, then there's also the VivoTab RT, which is a Windows RT device, and that's got an NVIDIA Tegra or something like that in it. So that's like the Microsoft Surface RT. Doesn't run the full Windows 8 desktop experience. I didn't want that. I knew I wanted the full desktop experience. Now the options have been to wait for the Surface Pro or purchase a device like this. I was aware that there were also in-between devices that had the Atom Clovertrail CPU, and although I've been quite happy with an old Dell netbook I used for a few years, just for emergencies and travel and so on, did a fine job as a single core Atom, I didn't think it would be up to running the desktop experience, the full experience here of Windows 8. However, I went into a shop. I saw a computer called the ACER something, 10.1 inch ACER Windows 8 tablet PC, and I was very impressed with it. It was fast, snappy, very thin, like an iPad, about the size of an iPad, 10.1 inch screen, and was really, really nice. And I thought, gosh, that is actually really nice. So I looked into it a bit further, discovered there's another one, this Asus VivoTab Smart, also out, exactly the same specifications, same dual core, 4-thread Intel Atom Clovertrail x86 CPU, all the same specifications, same screen and everything, and much nicer looking case. I much preferred the case, so I went away, looked at what else was available. I considered the Lenovo Thinkpad 2, which is probably the nicest Clovertrail based tablet. Has a digitizer, proper pen digitizer with the pen slotting into the case, but the price was about 1.5 times what this one cost, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money, just in case I made the wrong choice and wanted to then get a Surface Pro in 6 months. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, and I really also decided I want to do limited things on it. I want to use Windows 8 Metro apps. I only want to have the desktop in case of emergencies. If I'm traveling, I need to get on my web server, do some work using desktop apps. That's what I want it for. Show people some design, some graphic design tools that the apps run on the Windows desktop. I want to be able to take the original files with me and demonstrate them to people. So that's what the desktop part is for. In any case, so this here is the Smart, Asus VivoTab Smart, dual-core Intel Atom Windows 8 tablet PC. Just have a quick look down their features here. Oh yeah, Windows 8 Intel Atom Z276. So this is the Clovertrail. It's the latest Atom. So it's got all the good stuff about low power and so on. The power. This is one of the huge advantages of this over a full of a Core i3 tablet like the big VivoTab is, and the Surface Pro, is basically you get twice the battery life. You get the battery life of an iPad, but with full x86 desktop experience, and that was key as well. I looked at this VivoTab Smart, the big one, the normal VivoTab. They had that in the shops as well. That was there. It was quite a bit thicker, quite a bit chunkier, and hotter. It had 2 fans at the top that were blowing while it was sitting there. I hate computers that blow out of fans. It's just a pain. And no, I didn't like that at all. It was just bigger, fatter, thicker, half the battery life, obviously much gruntier. But the question was I going to use that? And after realizing that my Dell netbook was pretty good, it served its purpose perfectly well, and that I was going to use Windows 8 desktop, Metro apps, most of the time, this is probably plenty. And straight up, it is plenty. So the VivoTab Smart, the biggest difference between this tablet and the ACER equivalent and the others, the Lenovo, is that this one doesn't have a keyboard that clicks onto it. It doesn't attach itself to a keyboard. They do offer a Bluetooth keyboard and a sort of a smart cover thing, which is a cover that clips on with a magnet. So here, they show it here with a keyboard, right? But that keyboard doesn't clip onto anything. That's just a Bluetooth keyboard sitting on the table. And then this cover here, which they show in different colors, it's a magnetic, clips on with magnets, and then it's got this sort of origami sort of folding system which lets you prop it up. That's okay. I'm not sure I want to bother carrying that with me as well, because I want the thing to be as light and thin as possible. I'm not too worried about the condition. It's going to last the year. It's pretty good. I just want it to be thin and light and slot into a case for my backpack, and I just don't want to have to worry about it. And so I might not bother with that cover with any of them. So didn't care about that. If you must have a keyboard, the ACER is the better buy. It's got a keyboard. There's a battery in the keyboard, which excuse me, makes the battery life even longer, which would be fantastic. But you have to carry a keyboard, and I wasn't buying a tablet to carry a keyboard. If I wanted to do that, I'd keep my netbook, keep carrying that around because it still works. Nothing wrong with it. Always on, always connected. NFC. It's got NFC in it, which is great. Dual core 1.8 gigahertz. 9.5 hours of mobile computing, so they say. Whatever, it's heaps. 580 grams, really light. For what it is, really light. When you think you've got basically a full desktop PC experience in there. 10.1 inch screen, IPS panel. Ooh, Asus Sonic Master technology, every moment. Well, whatever that is. 178 degree angle of view. It does have a really good angle of view. The screen does look really nice. That's important to me too. It's just a standard resolution, 1366 by 768. I also checked out the higher res computers, tablets, to determine whether that mattered to me, because I like a high res screen. This is a 30-inch Dell here right now, 2,500 pixels by 1600. So I like a high res screen, but it has to have more real estate. I'm not into the retina garbage where you're just cramming pixels into space that you can't even see. I want more real estate for that. And so the big one here, the VivoTab normal one, it's got 1920 by 1080. I looked at that in the shop. On the Metro screen, on the modern UI, it's basically the same. There's no difference. But once you go through to the desktop, and you look at the taskbar and the buttons and everything, they are so tiny on this screen, the 1920, because that's an 11-inch 1920 display, that's a 10-inch 1366 display. That's fine, that works well, you can read everything, it's good. Here everything is so tiny, it may be sharp, but it's so tiny it's unreadable. And so the only solution is to scale everything up on the desktop. Well, scaling is rubbish. Unless it's absolutely everything across the screen scaled perfectly, it's no good. If it's just the fonts and bits and pieces, if it wrecks websites and it's just a mess. I don't want that. I want the computer to work at 100% scaling, not 125 or 150 or whatever. I just want it to be 100%. So after comparing them, the 1366 display was definitely better. No doubt about it. It's a better screen for use, for actually using a screen this size. It's a better screen. So that was another aspect, the screen. Let's go down here. Multimedia enjoyment. Ultra thin and light. It sure is. It's I'll show you. Let's have a look at it. Excuse my cough. This is the device right here. So as it says, ultra thin and light. Well, it's 9.7 millimeters thin, so less than a centimeter. I think that's about the same as an iPad. 9.7, just under a centimeter. That's the magic centimeter. Really thin. It's got the same kind of just rounded back like an iPad has. Feels really nice. It's got this rubbery kind of feel to it. It's plastic, but it's rubbery and very firm. Like an HTC mobile phone, old HT2 had this kind of finish on it, which feels really good. I just hope it lasts. I hope it lasts well, because it'll look bad if it all scuffs off. Looks great at the moment though, beautiful. On the device itself we have a power on and off switch on the top left. There's an LED built into that. When you're charging it, it tells you, whether it's charging or it's full and that sort of thing. There's a microphone on the top here, which is behind the bezel, which is a bit meh. Also on the top on the front, the webcam, I think it's a 2 megapixel proximity sensor or something, and no, ambient light sensor for controlling the display light. One point about that I can make right now is that when it changes the light level of the backlight, it goes up and down in jumps, quite large jumps. It doesn't just smoothly go up and down, which is like on my Lumia phone, which just goes up and down very nice. It jumps up and down, which is a bit jarring. It's a bit ugly, but whatever, it's cheap. Asus logo there, it's not too ugly, nothing wrong with that. Capacitive Windows button down the middle there, you don't need that, but there it is. Nothing else on the front. The front edge, how can I show you this? It's, the glass obviously goes to the edge nearly, but there's a very slight lip in the plastic. So there's a, I'll just do that, you can feel that bit of a lip. It's smooth, but it's not perfectly smooth. The glass has to stay on there somehow. Quickly run around the rest of the case here. On this side we've got micro, mini, nano, whatever, HDMI. Excellent. Plug it into any screen. This is a micro SD slot. Put another 64 gig in there if you need it. Comment on the memory. It even says on the box that it's got 64 gigs, at least this model does. And the box says it's got about 33 gigs 3 due to Windows 8 plus the backup partition and all that sort of stuff. That's plenty for me. I'm using cloud services now. I'm using SkyDrive. I don't use a lot of space, so that's fine. And I'd rather have the ability to restore, which I've already used, which was nice and quick too. It was excellent. But you can throw another 64 gig in there if you need to, double the space. So that's great. USB, micro USB, charging and stuff like that. Nothing along the bottom, but there are magnets, a couple of magnets in here for the cover. On the back, Asus logo is very nice. It's a chrome sort of finish. Looks good. I've pulled off all the stickers. One of the stickers left a mark, the Microsoft Windows 8 sticker. A little bit of a mark will probably go away. All the other stickers came off nicely. You know, it's just cover with stickers. There was an NFC sticker here showing you where the NFC area was. So when you're doing NFC to your device here, you go plunk in that corner. And over here is a speaker grill. See that? Which is funny because it's just like on the Lumia in the bottom there. Little speaker grill stuck in the case. Not a good place for it. I mean, you can't put it out the front, I guess. But on the back, all the sound goes out the back. Comment about the speaker, it's not loud. It sounds good, but it's not loud at all. You basically end up holding your hand behind it to hear it on the front. It's not that loud. Of course, there is on this side earphone and combined earphone microphone socket, volume rocker, and here a Control-Alt-Delete hole for when you need it, being a PC. And the camera. 8 megapixel 5-element lens. I think it's equivalent 22mm, which just happens to be 26mm equivalent f2.2, I think it was, which just happens to be exactly the same as the Carl Zeiss one on the Lumia. Of course, this is a better camera overall, but I've done a couple shots with this. Pretty good. Not bad at all. I wouldn't normally think of using a thing like this to take photos. And so I appreciate how the Microsoft Surface, that it just has a webcam type of camera on the back, because they just want you to use it for conferencing. It's not meant for taking photos. You have a camera or a phone for that. But on this one, it works well. I might take photos. It's got the LED flash thing there as well, so that's good. And that's really all there is on the device. There's nothing else. In the box, nice packaging. I like the packaging. Wasn't much inside. All the stickers. Those are all the stickers all over it. There's a power supply, which is downstairs. It's quite small, quite nice, and very grunty. Quite a powerful one. 2 amp, I think it provides. I should be able to use that for my phone and this device, so I can just carry one charger with me when I go traveling. So that's nice. It's a USB type charger. Pretty good. Came with a USB cable, no headset or anything like that. In here it had one thing I'm going to use right now is a cleaning cloth, and user manual, which was quite useful because it does tell you the what all the little holes and buttons are on the side of the case. 2 megapixel front camera, yeah, there you go, for Skyping and so on, so that's quite nice. The only thing once you pull the stickers off you need to remember is that the NFC thing is behind on that side. That's all fine. There's some other bits and pieces. They've actually put in a Windows 8 user guide, which is quite useful for people who need it. It's got the some information about gestures, left, right, top, finger slide, and so on. Resizing apps, how to resize an app tile. I forgot you could do that in this. I thought that was only on the phone. Oh well, excellent. I'll have a play with that. Pin more apps, charm bar, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to talk much about Windows 8, but I will demonstrate some things within Windows 8 because it matters. Because I'm using this with Windows 8, and I wanted to use it with Windows 8 on purpose. So I want to use that nice new Metro UI with all those apps that are flooding into the store. Now let's have a look at this. Nice little microfiber cloth. Just give it a little breath. It's picking up all the dust and fingerprints very nicely. Oh, that is good. And that's just made it beautiful, just like that. Okay, there's the device. Quickly have a look up here again and see if there's anything else I want to cover. On new tablet experience, Web storage. It came with a thing called Asus. This is the bloatware. It came with a thing called Asus Web Storage, which is a cloud thing. I think it comes with tons of space, like 33 gigs or something like that, or 32 gigs for a limited time, but it's something like 2 or 3 years. that would be fine, except I'm using SkyDrive. That's the end of that. And I didn't really think that was smart, because it just makes people use that instead of the SkyDrive, which is what they should be using with a Windows 8 device. I think you should use the products in the best way possible, all the integrated ones that you get with Windows 8. Supernote, I haven't looked at it yet, but it's a note-taking app. I'm using Microsoft OneNote, and OneNote was half the reason for buying this PC. Let's hop up here again, see if there's anything special about the design. Yeah, they've got this keyboard thing, trans sleeve. Okay, that's the collapsible thingy, keyboard thingy. Yeah, you can see how it sort of folds origami style. You fold it around the back. I've watched a couple of people do that on YouTube and make a mess of it. So you can do it that way and have it quite high, but I've also seen it used flipped around. You flip the screen around and put this thing the other way, and it becomes on a lower angle, which would be much more useful for typing on. I think the iPad thing does that as well. And obviously you can get it in white as well. Mine's in black, you can get it in white. I wouldn't bother, you just get it dirty. Nothing else in particular. The keyboard there, here they've got it sort of hooked on. No, they've got the cover hooked on and the keyboard sitting on the cover. Don't be fooled by these pictures. It's not going to work like that. It's a separate keyboard that you have to find a place for it on the table. This is basically a tablet alone. And the specs, I'll have a very quick rundown of these specifications. Intel Atom, that's a Clovertrail dual core, 9.7 millimeters thick, which is nice, 262 long, well, long this way, 171 high or deep, 9.7 thick, 580 grams, all that's less than an iPad, which is quite neat. Colors black, white, and red, so maybe there's a red one somewhere. 2 gigs of RAM. RAM is fixed on these Clovertrails. It's 2 gigs, 32-bit CPU, it's 2 gigs RAM, that's it. You can't change it. It's enough though. 64 gigs internal storage, or 32 gigs in some locations. I don't know how you're going to get away with 32 gigs. There wouldn't be anything left over, so don't know how they deal with that. I would not get a 32 gig, get a 64. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4, screen 1366 by 768, LED screen, nice screen, 8 megapixel f2.2 lens, autofocus, 5 element, and LED flash. And at the front we've got a 2 megapixel, an LED indicator telling you that it's on, and it can do 1080p video. I wonder if it can do that at the front. Probably not. I'm not sure what 1080p is in megapixels, but in any case, you can do 1080p video out the back, I'm sure. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Headphone mic in audio jack, micro HDMI, micro SD card, mic, dual speaker with Sonic Master audio technology. Now that's one I don't know what that is. Dual speaker with Sonic Master audio technology. You know, they've got to have something. So that's what they've got. 1 micro USB. Battery, whatever they say, it's 9.5 hours. I think it'll be heaps. G sensor, light sensor, gyroscope, e-compass, NFC. One thing about these is they don't have a GPS. You'd sort of think they would have a GPS, because they'd be really useful in a car or something, traveling, if they had a GPS. I mean, it's in your phone as well, so it would just be doubling up, so I don't need it. But at the same time, when you're using maps on it, you sort of think, well, why can't I just, find myself and have it drive me around? It would make sense. But in any case, that's not part of the experience. No GPS. Okay, that's all there is to see on the website. So let's get back to the device. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to turn this. You can keep seeing me in there. I don't want to show you me, really. Let me just try that. I'm going to put it on my beautiful authentic Stone Age ads. Fabulous, made by a real human being a long, long time ago. I love mixing these things together. There we go, I'll put that. Let me try that over there. Yeah. There we go. Turn it on. Oops, it's the wrong way. I believe there is a screen lock. I've read that this button, the power button, in some way operates as a screen lock as well. I don't know how though. There's a software screen lock as well. That's just the standard start screen. I'm using the, the finger password, so I'll show you that. I'm just using a simple one. 1, 2, 3. Of course, by the time you see this, I will have changed it. Windows 8 desktop, all very bright and shiny. Didn't have to do much, just set up with my live account and everything is synchronized. Now, it's fast, obviously. Windows 8 is always fast, especially this part of it. The screen is, super fast, just flies. No problems there. I've watched lots of videos of RT devices, especially the Surface RT being used. There are complaints about the speed, the launching of the Metro apps, so I was very interested to see if that would improve here with the Atom. Obviously in the Core i3 tablets, Surface Pro, that will be fast. In these here, somewhere in between. So let's try an app, like say Maps. There we go, that's how long that takes. I've been in here before, so it's showing me where I was. Go up to the normal map. There we go. And it's all nice and fast. That's your big map experience. Very good. This is all just on my local Wi-Fi here at home. Let's see what else we've got. Well, Internet Explorer. Let's go to a site like, say, YouTube. There's YouTube. This is, of course, the full YouTube experience with Flash. Do that on an iPad. Yeah, so this is the full YouTube site. There's no mobile stuff here. Do whatever you want. With an ad all over it, because I've been looking at tablet PCs. All they do is show me tablet ads. Well, I've bought one now, so I don't need to see the ad. Okay, should be a setting where you can go, got it, seen it, show me something else. So that works fine. There's IE10, of course, great browser, works very well. Let's find something else. Weather, I guess, news. This, of course, has to update headlines, but there you go. So it works pretty quick. Go to a news site. That's all nice and quick. Super fast. And a great way to read news. That. See how that loads. That's my computer. My desktop just started for a moment. I find the store loads slow of everything. This is the slowest. There we go. I don't know if it's because it's searching for updates or what. These are things I've looked for. There, I was searching for a battery meter. That's one thing this doesn't have. There's nowhere to tell what the battery's like. Actually, there is. Sorry. If you turn it off and turn it on, down there, there's a battery thingy and a Wi-Fi thingy. So I can see it's roughly 50%. There's that place, and the only other place you can do that is on the desktop through the the taskbar. There's by the tray there's a little battery meter, but that's the only place. I was trying to see if there was some kind of a Metro app that could put the battery in a tile or something, but there isn't. Any case, this is all super fast as usual. No problem there. Look at the apps. I'm enjoying going through the apps. A lot of them are the same ones that you find on the phone, so I know quite a few of them. But there's also heaps of others, and the App Store is nice to play with. Yeah, reviews, everything, pretty cool. I like that, because this is how I want to use the device. I immediately downloaded things like the remote desktop. Real cool. So there's a desktop, Metro app for that, made by Microsoft. I tried it out. It gives me a little cursor under my finger and stuff, so it's really cool. I can use that. I tried it on my server. That's good enough. I'm going to use that. Just some games and all the usual. So let's see what else is worth a quick look. This is all just default. I haven't made any changes here yet, apart from signing in. This is all default. Asus has some bloatware. Asus camera, probably fine to use. Maybe it's some extra things for the camera features. I haven't looked at that, but I'll play with that. Supernote, as I say, I'm using Onenote, but that's fine. They include that. Asus Web Storage. This is this cloud thing, which I don't want to use. I've actually already uninstalled it from the desktop because it keeps popping up notifications to get me to sign up, but I don't want to. My dictionary, my library, I don't know what they are. There's a user guide by Asus. That's good. They've got a tutorial. I think that's great for people to start off. Shows you how to do stuff. Oh, it's even got videos. Look at that. All nice and quick. Look at that. It just fires up straight away. How to close an app. Excellent. So that's great, you know. Yep, close that. Other bloatware. Asus Vibe Fun Center. Ooh, sounds interesting. Don't know what that is. I'll try it out. Kindle. There's a Kindle app. Some Xbox games. Skype I've installed. Finger Share. Now this is Asus's NFC app. I've already tested sharing from my phone to the device here. It works. But going backwards I couldn't do it. But this is the app you do it from. So just as an example, so say we're here, get rid of my horrendous music. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. It was my friend who was listening to him. So we go to my photos here. Go to my albums. Go to my pictures. Let's take something nice. Let's say that. Let's say that photo there. Bird of Paradise. Let's I'm going to share it. So I share it. Tap and send. Right. I go to this device, and on the back, I just touch them. Done. So now this thing here. Did that do it? No. There. Now this one says waiting. Is that doing it? Waiting. When I did this before, I got a notification there telling me okay, well that's not working now. That worked fine before. Maybe I was in the desktop. Let me just try that here. No. Well, there we go. That's a fail. Outgoing is waiting. See, it says it's waiting. I'll cancel that one. Nothing is being shared. I wonder what I'd need to do to fix that. It is on. I know it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on. Let's try that once more. Share. Tap and send. Go to the back. There. Okay. Receive content. It says up there, tap to receive content. And now it's saying tap and send connecting, receiving. This one says it's sending. Oops, you can't really see that. But that's sending. 90-100% transfer complete. And there's the picture. Open it up. There we go. Straight from, oops, I've closed it now. Straight from the phone to the to this device. So that's pretty cool. That works. I can use that I don't know if I can do that in bulk or if I can send a video or something from the phone to the device, but that will be very useful. Let's close that. And apart from that, I'll just show you how I'm finding this really cool. Downloaded some. Let's take OneNote, for example. This is the app I really wanted to use. I'm just showing it to you in this page where I made a fake page, well, a page that it's got rubbish on it. OneNote is a notepad that you do all your business in, all your personal stuff in, school, whatever you do. You make notepads, or notebooks, and in the notebooks you put tabs, like for filing stuff, filing notes, and then in the tabs you have pages, which are the actual note pages. And I use this on my desktop computer in Office. I use Office 2013 Preview OneNote there, and on my phone I use OneNote here. Okay, and I'm using it for work. It works really well. So for example, here, let's say I want to put a list of things. Blue, yellow, red. Okay, so I've just put a list of things there. And then over here, let's just say I'll put it there. Like this. And let's give that a checkbox. There. So the free OneNote app for Windows 8 Metro has this neat feature here where you put your finger on it. It opens up this circle of things to choose, and say I want to do a camera. I'll pick the camera one because I want to insert a picture. I'll go up there and it'll give me further options, like a picture from the camera or a picture from file. Go back here, go to the lists. What kind of list? Unordered list, ordered lists, that sort of thing. So there's all these extra options as you use this. So that's pretty cool. So that's not like that on the Office experience, and that's not like that on the phone. That's on the tablet, on the Metro version of the app. Okay, so I've just put those notes in there, right? I'll go to my phone, go to OneNote, I'm going to flip through these, unfiled notes, there we go. My first note, there it is. I haven't saved anything, I haven't had to do anything. They're the notes right there. And if I open up my desktop program, there we go, Outlook, sorry, OneNote 2013, and I'm going to switch to that particular section first, which is in personal, and my first note, there we go, and there they are. Those are those notes I've just made. So it synchronizes across all three devices in seconds. It's done, ready to go. Love it. You can drop pictures in, drop voice notes in, drop web pages in, documents in. If you drop a document in like a Word doc, it'll ask you if you want to print out the document and put it in as a printout, or put it in just as an attachment as well, which is quite neat. So that's how OneNote works. Fantastic. And this is how I want to use this tablet, to be able to go into meetings, take notes with this, which I was doing with this, but it looks a bit silly. I'm sitting there going tip, 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 tip. Not that smart. Not that cool. Fun for little notes, but not for heaps of stuff in a meeting. You look like an idiot. Looks like you're texting someone. But on the tablet, I can take notes and not feel like an idiot. Let's go up again. What next? So that's OneNote. Get rid of that. One thing I notice I'm doing a lot is, because I'm now closing apps by going from top to bottom, if I'm playing with this for a while, then I go back to my phone and I've launched an app and I'm going, how do I close this again? And I start thinking, do I need to swipe from the top? No. And I forget that I need to back out of the app. So it's a funny inconsistency in the UIs between the phone and the tablet. Not sure why, but they probably did the phone first. And then you know, if they redid the phone now, maybe they would make it so you could swipe from top to bottom to close an app, but they didn't, so it's different. Doesn't really matter. It's just something that's different. Now, another way I'm loving this is, so like I was on the whole point of the Windows tablet, even the Metro mode, is that they advertise that you can do several things at once. So on my phone, it often bugs me. I'm sitting in bed and I want to watch a video or something, and I'd like to have it open somewhere in the corner and be able to read emails or do something else or read sites. Even if it's a tiny little postage stamp size thing, I'd still do that. I'll be quite happy to. Now on a Galaxy Note and stuff too, you can do that, I've noticed. But of course the Windows 8 device is made to do that sort of thing. It's made for you to use multiple apps at once. So here's Podcasts. This is a free app which I really like because it gives you access to lots of podcasts. And earlier on I was watching Rachel Maddow. It was quite fun. I like her. So say that's running. There you go. Instant television without the ads. It's great. Love it. Okay, there's the sound. It's not very loud.
Used to play in this building.
There. Well, it's plenty loud for me here right now. Not loud enough for a cafe or something. So I'll just turn that down. So that's fine. That works. And then say I want to also read some posts on Reddit, because I was doing this before. I was reading things and replying to stuff here. I was looking at the Windows Phone category. You know, sneak peek of Puggle. What's that? Look at this guy here. He wrecked his phone. Made a mess of it. So say there you're in Reddit and you're reading stuff and you want to do stuff, but you also want to watch your video. So you go over here and you pull your video in. And it's only small, but it's big enough. And so that video can sit there and play away. And I can still browse here, make a comment in that thread, and go back and look at other posts like that. There we go. Go back up, read other stuff. So that's really cool. If I need to do something on the desktop, there's that tap and send file I was mucking with before. Fine, you can do that. You can operate this in the desktop. I could use the desktop browser here if I wanted. Said I wouldn't go on too much about Windows Phone, but about Windows 8. But now that I'm finally able to use it in a tablet, I'm really enjoying it. Of course, this is what it excels at. Everyone says in all the ads, and it does. So, for example, here's the what's all this ugly stuff? Okay. Child of the 90s, Internet Explorer, I remember that. So, there you go, that's playing. There's a YouTube video, and there's a podcast video, and they're both playing at once on the thing. You could go from one to the other like that, and see that plays as a thumbnail up there. How cool is that? Wanted to do something else, get back to Reddit, put it in there. That's Rachel Maddow again. We'll just put her over there. Make her big again, and so on. Get rid of Reddit, close it. See what else is running. All this other junk. Maps is running. You can see it's fast. It's obviously fast. It doesn't matter what's running. We've still got the video running in the desktop there. You can see it moving. The podcast stops, but the desktop app keeps going. Look, it's still playing. There it goes. Let's do it full screen. Has that got 720p? That's got 1080. Well, just for fun, let's change that to 1080. I haven't done this yet. I don't know if I've got the bandwidth to run that in 1080. There we go. God, that doesn't look like 1080. Oh, there we go. Yep, that's 1080. Just let that run a moment, see what it looks like. Super smooth.
There is only one social network, but most of your friends died of dysentery.
No problem at all.
The only thing buzzing in your pocket
Put that in.
Until that died too.
No problem.
But at least the troll
Make that
was
bigger.
still a friend. Lunch was a puzzle,
Yeah.
not a picture.
There's no stutter or anything. That's 1080p video playing right there. And it's flawless. Runs perfectly. So this is the point of the Clovertrail, the dual core. It actually works really, really well.
We're busy feeding
Just close that. Yeah, it works really well. And the 1368, what is it? 1360 something or other screen. As you can see, things are still small, right? So things are small. I haven't scaled anything. Let me just turn my autofocus on again so that that focuses. So things are small. It has got some things enabled, like the checkboxes for selecting files. See how that selects a file with a checkbox like that? If you have multiple files, you can select them all with checkboxes. Those are Windows Explorer options that are available even in older Windows. And the new ribbon bar everyone hates. I think it's fine because the point of it is it makes things that used to be tiny little menu things, they're now buttons. You can copy, paste, and so on, delete. So delete that file, done, just like that, because it's a big enough button you can put your finger on it. Well, on the 1080p display of the Core i3 tablet, these things were, the words were just half the size. They were so tiny, you couldn't really use it. But this is big enough to use. I've set up my network here. I'm using, this took seconds, I used the home group thing in Windows 8. I was trying to set up, logins and sharing, and then I saw this thing called home group, and I thought, oh, that sounds like what I want. So I went, yeah, give me a home group. Click. It led me through a thing, gave me a password, and then I put it in here, and there I was. I was instantly hooked up. PZ8T. So let me have a look here. That's the tablet. Oh, users, there we go. Go to my account. There's all my data. There's my docs. You see, I can, all my files are right here on this device now. Real quick and easy. I was quite impressed with that. It was a nice, easy setup. So that worked really well. Other things in here, again, I'm not planning to use this extensively. I have installed Expression Web, which is the, how do I get back to that? Push this thing. Which has launched, it's the Microsoft HTML editor that I use. It's now free. Expression Web 4 is now a free download, so you can get it for nothing, which is nice. I'll just add that to the taskbar. So if I do that pin to taskbar, when you install the app, it always sets itself up here on the start screen, but some apps I don't want on this screen, so I just want them on the desktop maybe. So I've just done that, and I'll go to the desktop, and there it is. I've just put it there on the desktop. Is this going to focus? Have I been using this unfocused for a while? Well, there it is. So that's Expression Web. We can just see how long that takes to load. Okay, here it comes. It's a pretty hefty app. I want to do the same on my desktop computer, just for fun. Here it comes. Loading. There's the thingy. Startup splash. Loading. This is a Q6600 quad core. It's older, but it's a quad core. It's a pretty grunty desktop compared with this little Atom. It is. Okay, and there we go. That loads. It's not that dissimilar. It's close enough to that I'm quite pleased. And now that I have this on here, I can actually do some things. Is this going to focus? I don't know. Yep, there we go. And I'll turn off autofocus at that level again. So I'm quite pleased with that. Other things in the desktop, when I first set this up, I spent a lot of time downloading updates from Windows Update. Just a tip, if you get one of these, go into this desktop first before you go to the store. Come in here, go to your settings control panel, go to Windows Update, and install all your updates here. Okay? Do that first, and then go to the store and install store updates. There'll be a whole bunch of updates sitting there waiting. I found they wouldn't install, they just sat there and froze until I'd been to Windows Update and updated the operating system there. You can update that operating system through the Metro UI, through settings, change PC settings, and then down at the bottom you've got Windows Update. That's the same thing. It's not as clear, you can't really see what it's doing, but it does the same thing as the normal Windows Update. So as you can see, it works really well. Downside, there's no pen, there's no digitizer. You can get pens for these kinds of tablets, but they're not proper pens. They're just basically the same thing as a finger. There's no touch sensitivity or anything like that. It's just a tablet like an iPad. The Lenovo Thinkpad Tablet 2, which is a fair bit more expensive than this, also has the Clovertrail Atom. That comes with a pen. I think if you need a pen, that's the minimum one you need to go for. And if you want, and that's only a pen for taking notes. If you want a pen for artistic work, like you're going to paint or draw on your device, you need a Core i3 or i5 tablet. The Atoms are not going to do it. It's the graphics power. It's just not going to be quick enough at reading your strokes, and you'll get steps and funny things as you use it. AAWP, excellent site. Probably the best Windows Phone site around. Because they're knowledgeable, that guy. And yeah, not sure what else I needed to go over here. The camera, as I said, works quite well. Just turn it on, allow it to use my camera and mic. So now it's pointing upwards first through the webcam, so that's that little camera there, showing my webcam strapped to a huge tripod. So now that I don't think focuses. I don't know if it focuses, can't really tell. Doesn't matter. Change camera. That's now the one out the back. So there you can see my keyboard, and that focuses. And it looks pretty good. Obviously not as nice as the Lumia 800's camera, but pretty good. I'll just push the just take a photo there of my keyboard. This is pretty low light. It's not a great, and I was just hand holding it, but let's have a look. There's my dirty keyboard. It looks much better on here than it does on the camera, I can see already. Let's set my autofocusing going, and let's see what we've got here. Dirty, dirty keys. Shows up all the dust when you do that. Anyhow, it's nice and sharp. Yeah, it looks great actually. So I might do some real tests with that outdoors. Not incredibly noisy, but noisier than the Lumia, which has aggressive noise reduction, but doesn't look bad at all. I'm quite impressed with that. The app works just like the Windows Phone app. You swipe from left to right. Close it like that. Yeah, I think I've run out of things to say. That pretty much covers a lot in an hour. If you've stayed with me that long, you're doing very, very well. Sorry for going on so long, but I don't script this. I'm just sort of doing it off the top of my head. I haven't got time to script it. Great if you like it, if it helps you decide what, on buying a tablet. Maybe you were thinking about waiting for a Surface Pro or a higher-end Core tablet with high-res screen and so on. This might help you rethink that. If you were just going to use the tablet with Metro apps as a tablet, like an iPad replacement, that type of thing, but you just want the security and the ability of having to use desktop apps if you really need to for some particular purpose. But if you're going to be using desktop apps all the time, then you'd get a Surface Pro or a Core i3 tablet, and maybe some reading glasses because of the eye strain you'll be facing. If you just want to use Metro apps and occasional desktop stuff, I think this is great. It's just fast, works really well. It gives you that experience where you can actually use these apps and not worry about the desktop. You can just stay in this interface for most of it. Okay, I'll finish it right there and see if I can get this uploaded. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.